Am I the asshole for telling my friend's best friend that her son looks exactly like her? So my friend Sarah has a best friend named Summer. So Summer nonstop tells everyone how ugly her baby daddy is and how it's so unfortunate that her son looks like her baby daddy. Her son is about 6 years old, and she recently had another son with a different man. But the thing is, this baby looks exactly like the brother. The other day when we were all hanging out, Summer in front of both of her boys says how unfortunate it is that her oldest son has a huge, ugly goblin nose, like his dad, and how ugly her older son is in front of his face. So I told Summer that both of her sons look exactly like her. And a little backstory is, Summer has a complex and thinks she's the best looking woman in the entire world. Looked at me and called me a bitch and an asshole because I said her ugly son looked like her. She was so upset. She told me to never compare her to her child again because her son could never be as good looking as her. So I called her an asshole in front of her kids. And my friend Sarah and their friends said I was being an insensitive jerk for telling Summer that she looks like her kids. Am I the asshole? I thought I was just sticking up for the kids, but I'm not sure if I should have went about this a different way. Update: I am not friends with Summer. She just joins us every once in a while in the friend group. But I am currently not talking to any of them from that day. And before this day, I did tell Summer that it was very upsetting to call her child ugly. I was referred to as the ugly granddaughter my entire life. So I definitely understand how her kids will feel growing up. Not the asshole. That poor kid. Anyone who sits and listens to a woman crap talk their kid's appearance at 6 is an age. 6-year-olds are not stupid or oblivious. This kid is going to have so many issues. All of those friends are horrible people for sitting there listening to this foul woman bash her kid. Edit to add judgment for Ope, not the asshole. Lol, I love it. Also, what kind of rude-ass mother calls her kids ugly and compares them to goblins? My sister did this, always calling the youngest daughter Chunk and Chubs. And now she wonders why her daughter, who appears to have developed some disordered eating habits, went no contact. Summer is a huge asshole and a terrible mother. What she's doing is mental abuse to her kids by calling them ugly and talking smack about them and their fathers right in front of them. Someone needs to tell her she is out of line, and will he doing irreparable harm to her son's mental well-being and self-esteem. I would have been way harsher on her and told her exactly what kind of mother I think she is. Not the asshole. Am I the asshole for eating the food my father-in-law served me and ruining my boyfriend and I's holiday? Background info. I, male 41, am a white American, and my boyfriend, male 38, is Moroccan and half black. His parents took a dislike to me the moment we met. We've been together for 2 years, and he lives in America. The incident in question took place a few days ago. This is only my second time meeting his parents. His mother has been relatively quiet, but it's obvious she feels the same as his father, who is on an all-out warpath. They think that I'm a typical, useless American party boy and not good enough for their son, who is an all-around goody two-shoes. They are wealthy government employees who think that they're contributing a lot to the world, unlike me. Now, it is important to note that I am also wealthy, self-made, and high-ranking in my career. So I am not attempting to get on any gravy train. My boyfriend and I are staying at their home in Morocco. The 4 of us sat down for dinner, cooked by their private chef. Everybody got a bowl of some Moroccan food that smelled really good. I noticed that mine looked paler than the others and didn't have as much of a smell. I didn't comment at first, but then his father outright said, as if he was doing me a favor, that he told the chef to put a portion for me aside before she added any of the seasoning, because he thought that my palate wouldn't handle the spice well. I have no issues with spicy food. I could tell that my boyfriend was already uncomfortable, and he told his father that I could eat what they're eating. I managed to keep my cool, despite being really pissed off, and told him in no uncertain terms that I could handle spicy food. Next thing, he took my food and went back to the kitchen. When he returned, my food was a shade darker than everyone else's. I realized after the first bite that it wasn't just spicy, it was inedible. My boyfriend noticed my reaction and told his father off before telling me to stop eating it. But I didn't. I ate the damn food, and I have never in my life eaten anything like it. There must have been an entire bottle of hell in it. The pain. But I persevered, much to my boyfriend's protests. His father simply watched. I was sweating buckets, felt sick, almost had an asthma attack. Another reason that my boyfriend was angry with me because I put myself at risk, but I ate the whole bowl. Then I left the table victorious, but dying a death. Fast forward, I've been in bed for 3 days, still feel messed up, may not survive. My boyfriend says I should have been the bigger person and that there were no winners, that eating the whole bowl was as childish as his father was for serving it and harmed only me. He's been taking care of me, but he's also blaming me. I don't think I was the asshole, even if the last 3 days of our vacation have gone down the drain. TLDR, my boyfriend's father served me inedible food to be petty, so I ate it to be petty and derailed me and my boyfriend's vacation plans. And I wouldn't change a thing. Am I the asshole? Edit, I'm not sure that I made it clear enough. The food was taken, and he intentionally made it inedible. My boyfriend argued with his father afterwards. Anyway, I appreciate the comments, and they cheered me up. I am an asshole, and will apologize to my boyfriend. The comments about him picking a man like his father have really bothered me. I will take that advice to heart. Also, I love the concern for my asshole. It has a hard road ahead, but it will be okay. This has come up a few times, so I'll address it here. My boyfriend's parents know he is gay, and they have accepted that. He is free to be himself in their home. We do not take our sexuality outside of the home while in Morocco. I'd like to show this post to him later, and I'm going to remove this edit before I do. Please, if you're going to comment, there is no need for racism. This is his family and his business. Update, I have apologized and I am forgiven. I punished myself enough for his liking, but he agrees that his father is an asshole, and he could stand up for me more. I'm out now, appreciate the responses and the laughs. You may not think you're the asshole, but your AH thinks you're the asshole. We will never be friends again. You are right. Info. Why didn't you just swap plates with your BF? You'd have gotten your message across that you don't want to be treated differently when it comes to meals, and given your BF the opportunity to call out his dad for that petty-ass, super unwelcoming move of over-seasoning your food to the point of being inedible. And you'd not feel like you're dying now and missing out on quality time with your BF. Lol. I'm kinda pissed at your BF for subjecting you to this rude-ass behavior, though. He should have just taken the initiative to swap your plates. In his defense, he offered to swap. I'm the idiot here. I was just mad and stubborn and wanted to prove a point. I think his father was sure that I wouldn't eat it. Am I the asshole for refusing to go to Dubai after my friend invited his stepbrother, who has a history of shoplifting and running out on restaurant bills? He is now calling me racist. For the past 5 months, me and my friend, call him Tom, had a trip to Dubai planned. We were going to fly there with business class with our credit card points. We got a beautiful spot in the marina. However, last minute, he said he wants to bring his stepbrother. Now, his stepbrother has a history of stealing, and I seen him do it when we went to Miami together. But I don't want to be there if he tries it in the Middle East. I told Tom I am not going with him and that if he comes, I'll cancel. Now Tom and his brother are calling me a racist. Tom's stepbro is black. Tom's brother said he is not going to do that shit there. But I don't want to take that risk, especially when the consequences are so high. This is getting to the point where I think Tom said he'll cut me off if I cancel on him. Tom's brother already telling people I am a racist. Tom's brother already telling people I am a racist. Of course he is. Known thief isn't getting what he wants, so he's going to slander you for good measure. I think Tom said he'll cut me off if I cancel on him. So be it. 1. He invited someone else at the last minute to your trip. 2. He invited a known thief to travel with you to a very strict country when it comes to theft. 3. He and his bro are calling you racist because they aren't getting what they want. Not the asshole, and time to drop both of them from your life. Tell your common friend that you're being slandered to what they're doing and why. I don't even know why Tom cares so much. Were they expecting OP to cover the stepbro's costs? Why can't the two of them just go on their own? Not the asshole. By now everyone should know that Dubai is not a place where you want to fuck around and find out. Your friend's brother has a history of pushing legal social boundaries, presumably just for fun. And there's a non-zero chance that he'll try that shit again on a vacation where he's relaxed and having fun. Honestly, I don't know why anyone goes to Dubai anyway. Between the human rights abuses and the environmental destruction and the repressive laws, it sounds like a hellhole. I say, you should tell the pair of them to go and have a fine time. Tell them you wouldn't want someone who they see as a racist getting in the way of a bit of shoplifting. Tell them that when stepbrother steals something and gets caught in Dubai, before they either lock him up in jail for several years or cut his hand off, that he can just tell the judges and the police that they're being racist and it will all be fine and they'll apologize to him. Am I the asshole for not picking up my phone on vacation and leaving my tenant, her mom, and my mom to deal with the cops for a couple of hours? I rent my basement suite out to my mom's best friend's daughter, Sally. I knew her growing up and I used to babysit her. The basement has two means of escape other than going into my area. It is fully up to code as an in-law suite. There is no reason for anyone to go through it into my space. I went on vacation and I left my door to the basement deadbolted. 3 days into my vacation, I get an alert on my phone that there is an unauthorized event at my house. I look at the video. It's my mom opening the door for Sally's mom. They freak out when the alarm goes off. Usually if I need my mom to get into my apartment, I will give her a temporary code. It's always the same one because she gets confused by tech, but I have to activate it beforehand. I cannot do it retroactively. The only choice would be to call her and give her my personal code. I checked the cameras in the house, and strangely enough, my house is not on fire. I didn't leave the faucet running. There is no emergency. This is where I might be the asshole. Once I saw they were just fucking with my area for no good reason, I put my phone on airplane mode and went back to the party. Maybe 90 minutes later, a concierge at the resort came and said I was urgently needed on the phone. My dad has written down my whereabouts, and they called the front desk for me. I excused myself and went for the call. I asked my mom what the emergency was. Why was she getting me out of my friend's wedding reception? Was my house okay? Was my dad okay? She very brusquely told me to shut up and talk to the cops and the security patrol. I talked to them and apologized for wasting their time. I asked them what the emergency was that brought my mother into my house. They handed her back the phone and let her tell me that her friend did not want to sit in the basement while she was visiting her daughter. So my mom agreed to come let them use my area, and it would be a secret. I asked the security company to please lock my house back up and take my key back from my mother. She started to protest, but I hung up. I enjoyed the rest of my trip, and my dad has agreed to pay any fines or penalties that come from the false alarm. Sally's mom wants her to move out. That's fine by me, I don't need a tenant, and was only doing it as a favor. Sally is almost apoplectic, begging me not to kick her out. She said that she didn't even know what our moms were up to until the alarm went off. My mom is pissed that I wasn't available immediately to get them out of trouble, and she is furious that I won't give her back my key. She thinks I did it on purpose. I'm not sure how she thinks I forced her to break into my home without permission. So am I the asshole for making them sweat until they got a hold of me? And taking my key back, since I can't trust her now? Not the asshole. Your mom and mom's BBF chose to ignore your boundaries. Mom used a key meant only for emergencies to break into your property when there was no emergency, just entitlement. These are the consequences of her actions. I don't blame you for putting your phone in airplane mode while at an important event. Not your mess, not your problem. I wouldn't kick Sally out if she doesn't want to go though. She's an adult and can make her own choices. Just remind her if she has visitors, she needs to remind them to stay on her side of the property line. Edit. Also, maybe give the key to your dad instead. He seems far more responsible and reasonable than your mom. Also, maybe give the key to your dad instead. I could see mom gaining access to it again should this be the case. But he is the responsible one of the two, and OP is not the asshole. Lol, you did do it on purpose though. You saw her on the camera, knew that she'd get in trouble, and turned your phone off to teach her a lesson. For that, I applaud you. She took liberties with your private property and personal space, and didn't even see the problem with that enough to make up an excuse. She had absolutely no business there, and I would say that it wasn't a false alarm at all. She wasn't supposed to be there, and that's why the alarm went off. That's what alarms are for. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Your mom and friend are rude. They deserved what they got. No key for her anytime soon. I wouldn't punish Sally for her mom. It doesn't sound like Sally was necessarily a part of this. If you have had no issues with her previously, let her stay. But just again, express, she knows, but your home is off limits when you are not there, not invited in. Not the asshole. I asked them what the emergency was that brought my mother into my house. Haha, love you. Busted, quite literally. And remind your mom, you could have also said, who is this person identifying herself as my mom? And then cut the connection. Well, that's another episode of Am I the Asshole in the books? I really appreciate all of you who made it this far into the video. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, it would really help the channel out a lot if you gave the video a thumbs up, subscribe, or leave a comment down below. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.